Look, no intro, no prelude, no music. Let's just jump into this. DC Comics just did something I never thought they would do. Under their Black Label imprint, they just put out Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. It's got Rafael Grampa as the main creator. He is a writer and artist. Matthias Lopez on color, and John Workman as a letterer. This is essentially a straight up punch in the face outlaw Batman book that DC just put out as their flagship Batman Day release. First and foremost, not for kids. If you are under the age of 17, if you're a parent that's uncomfortable with their kids reading anything like this, first and foremost, fuck that noise. If your kid is interested in Batman above the age of 10, you'll find a way to read this book. This is one of those must-have books. Look, I wasn't around when Dark Knight Returns dropped. I wasn't reading comics when Year 100 dropped. This has got to be what that felt like, because holy fuck, I have never had a reading experience like this with a Bat title. I love Batman. I've read Batman on and off for, I guess, most of my life at this point in time. I'm a huge Rafael Grampa fan. I was excited for this book. I knew it'd be something cool. I thought it'd be something special. I had no clue how hard it was going to hit me. How special and unique of a book this is. This is the kind of comic book shit I live for. This is the kind of comic book shit I seek out. This is the kind of comic book shit that normally you have to dig through 20 different back boxes in a back alley behind an old rundown mall to find some weird out of print book that was released one time in Japan and is loosely affiliated with the main character. This is typically not one of the main releases, not a big release. We have Batman, Gargoyle of Gotham, and Batman and Robin both launching the same week. Both are going to be great for different audiences. Both are incredible books. But this one, Gargoyle of Gotham, oh shit. If you get one Batman book this year or this decade, this better be it. To get out of the way, look, no spoilers. I'm not going to just pump you guys full with what the story is. I want you to experience the story. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, if you're a fan of anything I've done, a fan of the way that I handle, especially comics related content, you're going to love this book. I mean, I just cannot put into words. This is, let's just start with the main crux of it all. Rafael Grampa, if you do not know him, one of the most talented working artists in the world today. He is someone that when he releases something, take notice, pick it up immediately. For fans of DC, you probably know him most for Golden Child, the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns book, spin-off title that came off not long ago. An incredible, incredible book. One of the greatest things in the Dark Knight Returns mythos, next to, of course, the original drop, and Strikes Again. I'm sorry, I love Strikes Again. I know some people hate it. That is a misunderstood masterpiece in my book. That's a different video. That's a different topic. Today we're going to be talking about book one of Gargoyle of Gotham. And again, I'm not lightly putting it in that category next to Dark Knight Returns. That is not me talking hyperbole. That is not me just trying to pump this book up. My expectations were already sky high for this book because Rafael Grampa, again, one of my favorite working artists, maybe my favorite working artist. He has such a unique take on the character. He takes this weird, almost David Lapham meets Paul Pope with a hint of Frank Miller in there. And you can tell he got to just unload in this book. This is one of those books where it's an artist, it's a creator, kicking the door down and saying, this is who the fuck I am, and you better recognize that. And yeah, I know I'm cussing more than normal, but get used to it because this book cusses a ton. It is the most Black Label of the Black Label books. If you have been waiting for an outlaw Batman book, this is the one for you. We also, in this series, so the overall just basic idea of this Batman book, think of a Batman around year one, year two, when he's starting to make the transition from facing the normal criminals to crazier criminals. However, in this book, we do get a new villain that we have not seen before. And the new character's design, abilities, what they do, is something that I never thought I would want to see in a Batman book, but seeing it now makes perfect sense. And this character could quickly become a brand new favorite Batman villain of mine. This is the first character since probably Court of Owls that has really struck a nerve with me. I know Batman Who Laughs is kind of in that same category, but this one just feels like there are currently endless possibilities for this character. And I have no clue where they're going to go with it. That is the beauty of this book. Every page turn, I had no clue where they're going. Every panel, I had no clue what was going to happen next. This feels like a Batman that doesn't have to follow the rules before. It's also a Batman that's very much of the modern time, but not in what some people dislike of a hit you over the head with it type of way. In a very clear, direct way of class warfare, what Batman means to class warfare, what Bruce Wayne means to class warfare, what the difference in the classes of Gotham means. The whole idea of essentially Batman being a protector of his family's grave, Gotham being his family's grave, being something that is an idea presented early on in the book that is a beautifully poetic moment, and a moment that really captures the heart and soul of book one. Again, I know I'm just talking in excitement and talking in a very, very almost salesman way, and that's partially because I just want people to experience this book. Go out and buy this book. Go out and buy this book. If you get nothing else from this quick video, this quick review, if you want to call it that, go out and get it. So again, Rafael Grampa deserves all the hype and all the love. But Matheus Lopez, the color in this book is striking. It does not look like any Batman book that's come out. It doesn't look like any Big Two book that's come out. Again, if you were to look at this book, take away DC, take away the label, you would think this is some Tim Vigil con-exclusive Batman work that they did. You would put this in the category of some true old Outlaw artists and some true old Outlaw comics creators. This is a book for anyone out there who's always begged for a dark Batman book and one that was still connected to kind of the core idea of what Batman is and didn't change it beyond recognition. This is for you. For anyone who's gotten tired of the current back to roots basic take that a lot of Batman stories have had over the years, this is a book for you. If this is just someone who you've never read Batman and you kind of want to jump in because you like the character, this is for you. This is violent. This is aggressive. This is angry. This is filled with emotion. This is filled with passion. This is a Batman book for 2023 and beyond. I truly believe this might end up being the book that a lot of people in the future look back on and say this is the defining book of the 2020s for Batman. This, from issue 1, has all the potential of a Dark Knight Returns, of a Court of Owls, of a Year 100, of an Arkham Asylum, any of the greats you want to name. This has all that potential and more because it's a different flavor. The only book I can really equate to it all is Year 100, and even that, Year 100 never pushes it to the places that this one does, but it also doesn't push the narrative or push violence or push anything to such an extreme that it feels like it doesn't belong in a hard-edged Batman book. It pushes it, don't get me wrong. There's some fingers and eyes, there's some gouging, there's some blood, there's some violence. But if you are a fan of any of that and you've been looking for it in a Batman book, do yourself the biggest favor and pick this up. I know I'm going to talk about this a lot more on some upcoming podcasts. I know I'm going to talk about this a lot more in the near future. But do yourself a favor and go pick up Batman Gargoyle of Gotham today. If you're listening to this around release date, go pick it up on Batman Day. Go out there and get it. This is something that any Batman fan, I think most Batman, let me take it back a little bit. I don't know if any Batman fan would love. I do believe most Batman fans, especially of recent years, would love because this is something that just is so out of left field from what we've gotten from DC on Batman for a long time that I think it's a shot of adrenaline in the heart. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up from your local comic shop, please. Don't buy it from Amazon. Go get it from your local comic shop.